So I just wanted to do another quick video with like a little bit up closer look at what the ventilating process is. I'm using a kind of, believe it's like a nylon kind of like netting fabric that I had, just so that you can see a little bit better what lace looks like. So basically lace is like, has these little like honeycombs like this, and when you're doing it, you're just trying to hook one little bar at a time, right? So you don't want to go under like a million of these. And so with this, it's a little harder to do that, right? Because they're so big. But when you get into like a smaller grade of lace like this, I could easily slip my needle under a bunch of these and not even realize it. And same with this, the stuff that we're going to be using in class. This is so fine that you won't even really realize what you're doing. So this is kind of like how I think it's a good way to start out. If you're able to. This is how I started when I was learning, was with like a crochet needle even, I think, and some string on something big like this. So I figured picking some orange netting, because I had that with a blue background, complementary colors, so you get good contrast, and so hopefully you can see what's going on a little bit better. So basically the first things that you need to do is make sure that you have your needle and your needle holder together. So I like to use the plastic needle holders. There's also metal ones, but these are a lot lighter, and I just think for me, because I have smaller hands, they're easier for me to hold. And then I use German needles. So as you can kind of see, we'll try to do this itsy bitsy little screen. So you can kind of see it probably better on here. So the German needles have this kind of a like right angle to them, whereas Korean needles are curved. I could never use those. I tried. They just didn't work, so I ended up like giving them all to my teacher when I was in school, when I bought some. So I really like these. This is not the only kind of needle, but for me this is just easier to use. So I don't hold my ventilated needle correctly. I definitely hold it more like a pencil, and I usually have kind of like a death grip, which is not great. You really do want to hold it a lot looser, and it's more of like, I know this is almost too close to see, but yeah, so the way I hold it, not correct. I was taught wrong and taught to do it like that. Nobody corrected me, or at least nobody corrected me when I was holding it like that, and it's just too much of a muscle memory now for me to kind of undo it. But having like a looser grip on it is definitely better. I'm trying to teach myself that, but it is definitely tough. So your very first step when you're ventilating is you're going to find just one little bar, and you're going to scoot the needle under that, and then you're going to hook your hair from here. So I have some really dark hair that I'm going to use, just so that way, again, high contrast. It's not a so great synthetic, so it's a little weird once you use it. And this is definitely not the angle that you would ever want to be ventilating from, but hopefully you'll be able to see this okay. But basically, when you have your hair, you're gonna have to make like a little loop with it, and so this little loop is called a turnover. And that means that it's going to allow you to kind of pull your hair. So basically you're going to go under the bar, and then hopefully your hair doesn't break, but when it's not great synthetic, it does. So you're going to hook your bar, grab your hair, and then you're going to be at like a good kind of equal tension at this point, and then you're going to scoop up this hair, pull it away from you, pull it back through that little knot, and then release. And so that was a lot of hairs. Definitely not always what you want, but when you're just starting out, the goal is just trying to make knots. So again, you're gonna go underneath this. Again, this is a horrific angle to be trying to ventilate from, but hopefully, since it's pretty up close, you can kind of get a better handle of what I'm doing. And so you go under the barb, hook your hair, pull the hair back through, keep a good equal tension, scoop this, pull it back through, knot, and then release it. And so again, horrible angle, not my best knots, but that just kind of gives you an idea of how this works. So I'll try to do it one more time. And so hair gets staticky when you're ventilating, just like it would on your head. So sometimes I use a little bit of water when I'm working, just because it can get kind of obnoxious. So we're here, we scoop our hair, we pull it back through, tighten down. The closer you keep it to the lace, the more, the flatter it's gonna lay. And then pull it back through, and again, definitely not a great one, because again, you don't want to be ventilating at this angle, but hopefully that kind of helps give you an idea of how you are supposed to ventilate and how all of that works.